Hello, everybody. Welcome to ECH Postgame Live after a blowout win, a shutout win against the Vancouver Canucks. 5-0, the final score, and could not have picked a better game for our second ECH watch party of the season. I just got back from that at Moss Bay Hall, hit every red light on the way home. So I was rushing to get this stream ready, but here I am ready to go. No banner behind me because I brought it to the watch party and got an awesome picture with it. So here it is. Everyone can see we had everyone at the watch party with the big banner and everything. And yes, Moss Bay Hall was rocking for that big win. Thank you to everybody who went to the watch party, and a big thank you to our sponsor, Queen Anne Beer Hall, who sponsors each and every one of these post-game live shows and hosts the awesome watch parties that we had, giving away some awesome prizes over at Moss Bay Hall, including a pair of Kraken tickets to the Kraken Blues game coming up on the final homestand of the season. It was so great to see everybody. And as I see, some people pointing out, shutouts at both watch parties. Yeah, with the 4-0 loss at Queen Anne Beer Hall, but the 5-0 win, making it a little bit better. It evens out and a little bit more so. So glad we're back on the good games for the watch party train. I knew this had to be a get right game tonight. So big thanks to Queen Anne Beer Hall. Thank you to everyone who showed up for the watch party. Had a fantastic time talking with all of you. And I mean, let's dive right into the chat here. I know we got a couple super chats, but I want to start with the 4 shutouts with various amounts of exclamation marks from everybody. Yeah, big shutout for Joey Decord. And here we'll go to the first super chat. This one from Trish. Joey. Allergy season sucks, Joey. Yeah, it does. Sorry if you're having some allergies there, Trish. It is rough up here. I definitely get some times where it's pretty bad, but pretty good though. Joey Decord in this one, fantastic game from him. And it's another one of those games that I think could have looked totally different if not for the way the Kraken's goaltending went. And I know if you look at, some of the expected goals numbers in this one, I mean, according to Natural Stat Trick, the Canucks 66% of shot quality in this one. I know a lot of the expected goals models really like the chance the Canucks were getting. 4.15 expected goals for Vancouver in this one, according to Natural Stat Trick. 0 actual goals for Vancouver. Fantastic game from Joey Decord. And I feel like in a 5-0 win, that kind of gets lost, but Joey was excellent. I mean, he's on top of his game. I still want the Kraken to give him a rest. Don't get me wrong, but man, he looks good when he is in the net. I understand the temptation to put him in these games. Next super chat here from B. Joey Decord, legacy game shutout. Jared McCann 3-point night. What could be better than this? I mean, a Jolie goal would do it next time. That's right. I mean, the Kraken, actually, they did get one empty net opportunity. Adam Larson puts into the empty net. Yeah, a Jolie goal probably would have been a little bit better, but you know what? Let that happen in Seattle. I kind of feel like it'd be wasted in Vancouver, to be honest. I think the Canucks fans, the Kraken fans in the building, I guess, deserve something cool like that. But let's save it for a game in Seattle. But yeah, it was great game. 3-point night for Jared McCann. That's big for him, especially given, the rougher season scoring wise that he's had. I thought he looked great in this one. And you could just see, there was a big shot block from him in the first period too. He was all over the ice doing, he's played this way a lot. It just hasn't always often got rewarded. And then next super chat here from Jenna, took care of business. Absolutely did. I mean, the Canucks were kind of reeling. I mean, they were falling further and further behind the St. Louis Blues in that race for the final playoff spot. They are now 8 points back. I guess they were 8 points back, but they're just 8 points back with another game that they've played. And, draft position aside, whatever, late in the season when you're looking to play spoiler and you're playing against a divisional rival, especially the team that's geographically closest to you. I know some might claim there's a rivalry there, some might not. You kind of want to kick them while they're down, to be honest, right? If the Vancouver Canucks, they absolutely needed this win to have really any shot at crawling back into the playoff picture. Even if they get it, probably unlikely, but this is just another death knell in their playoff hopes. And so, that's got to feel good for the Kraken, be able to really have an impact here on a team that's still trying to make it and very much taking care of business there, Jenna. Let's see. Next super chat from Olivia. Yay, Kraken. Also, Monty penalties in last 5 games straight. Am Pim leader. Another hot-headed D-man for us. Yeah, maybe catching a little bit of the Dundertaker energy there. Brandon Montour, 5 straight games the penalty. Something that definitely was noticed during the watch party. I know people around me were saying right away when he went to the box that, yeah, yet another game. Monty's in the box. You know, would like that streak to maybe end if possible. But yeah, he just kind of keeps finding a way to get in there. And it feels like it's different types of things each time. But I do like also, because I believe it was a 4-on-4 on that one, because Dakota Joshua got a penalty for closing his hand over the puck, which personally I didn't think was all that great of a call. He put it down right away. I know he tried to kind of go behind his back. It was a little weird, but I feel like that gets let go more often than not. But what I loved was Brandon Montour in the penalty box, just getting such a chuckle out of that penalty to Dakota Joshua, just seeing that it got evened up and everything. I think he was getting a good laugh out of that, and loved the personality from Monty there. So that was great. And thank you, Olivia, for the super chat. Man, we got so many super chats in here. This is great seeing it from everyone. Next one is from Kendall. Joey shutout and Yanni in the box for a tussle. So fun. Also, please thank Dylan for the candle recommendations. Pink Pineapple Sunrise is burning in the living room now. That's very important. In there is burning in the living room now. I will pass that along to Dylan. I know he'll watch this post game, but I'll definitely pass that along. Really caught me off guard, the candle recommendations there, but always good stuff from Dylan. That Pink Pineapple Sunrise, it does smell good. And then I'm glad you pointed out, Kendall, Yanni in the box for a tussle. We have not seen that side of him in Seattle, at least. It even looked like as he was going to the box, he was talking to Pedersen, like, look, me and you, you could see him pointing, kind of saying like, you want to go. And I didn't know Yanni had that in him. So that was really interesting to see from him. I didn't know he had that side to him, and going at it with Pedersen. And I know the Swede versus Finn jokes, talking about it, and just looking at the two of them in the box too. Very obvious. Just one of the most Finnish looking guys you'll ever see, and one of the most Swedish looking guys you'll ever see in the penalty box. So that was kind of fun as well. So thank you for the super chat, Kendall. I mean, that was, I'm fascinated by that from Yanni Newman. Yeah, this guy says Yanni taking no crap. Yeah. This one from Thomas, super chat. Good morning. What a game to start a day. Goals for everyone. Glad Shane wristed a goal as well. Good morning, Thomas. That's right. In Europe, the time difference there, and maybe the 7:30 start actually helped you, kind of going a little bit later into the morning. But thank you for the super chat, Thomas. And yeah, Shane Wright with a goal in this one, with a wrist shot right over Thatcher Demko's glove. And I liked that. I liked the Chandler Stevenson goal, because it seemed like the Kraken probably got the message that you're going to get from the video scouting. Here I'm getting a message from Dylan that he is ready to join. And all right, let's welcome Dylan on. And I'm sorry about the overlay is not going to be great, but anyway, welcome Dylan, live from Bay Hall. How's it going?
Oh, it's going really well. I mean, that game was pretty fantastic, wasn't it?
Yeah, it really was. I mean, chat is just going off in here. I'm only like halfway through all the super chats that we've been getting, still a few more to read. But I mean, Dylan, I told everyone how fun the watch party was, but you were actually there. You got to watch the end of the game, a couple more goals with everybody. I mean, what was the reaction as it was turned into 5-0?
I mean, obviously the reaction anytime the Kraken scored was fantastic. I mean, the venue here is beautiful. It was my first time out here at the Moss Bay Hall location, and it's stunning. The view out over the water and the park there is just fantastic. But the vibe was electric, especially at the end, because nobody had won the bingo yet. So again,
really?
Shout out to Chuck for the bingo cards, because everybody was so into the bingo the whole time. And nobody had won the bingo, but everybody had different win conditions based on how the game was ultimately going to end. Ooh. And so you had like 4 or 5 different people all rooting for different things, all at the end, trying to make things happen. Shane over 15 minutes, Shane under 15 minutes. He finished at 14:40, by the way. That was a big one.
So close.
Down at the end as everybody's watching all the shifts. It was just a fantastic time to be able to do this with everybody. It was a great group of people that we had show up. Moss Bay Hall was a fantastic host as well. They had these mocked up signs for us, kind of all throughout promoting the event. And then obviously those gift buckets that we were able to give away through the raffles were really next level. And everybody who got one of those had a fantastic time. it was a really, really fun watch party.
Yeah, I agreed. It was awesome. I was wondering who won the bingo and kind of how that all turned out because it seemed like a lot of people were still in play. And again, I want to give a big shout out to Moss Bay Hall, fantastic venue to host something like that. I mean, you know, the view is awesome, but also the gift buckets too. They told us they had something. They told us they would have a cool giveaway prize. We did not know it was gift buckets. I was so impressed and surprised to see that.
Yeah, and they were like legit gift buckets too. Like there's good stuff in there. Everybody who got one definitely walking away happy. We ended up with multiple bingo winners.
Ooh,
So
okay.
we had to come up with a tiebreaker, and we went based off of if they had already won something through the raffles. Thankfully, it kind of worked out that way. It did leave Discord and one person there left as the tie. So sorry, everybody in the Discord went ahead and gave the Bowie bobblehead as a prize to the person who was there, who did have 2 bingos. Like
okay.
The ultimate winner did have 2 bingos, so I feel like that's fair.
I do think that is fair. That's a good way to decide. I mean, way to adjudicate all that on the spot there, Dylan. I know that's not an easy task. I certainly didn't have to do that for the watch party where I stayed, but respect to you for figuring that one out.
This game was a little better than the one we had last time.
Yeah, that's true. It was probably a little easier from that in that respect, just dealing with that.
Yes. And then, of course,
and there's Afra.
It was also fantastic getting able to share this one with Afra and have everybody come and say hi. I know she appreciated getting to see everybody and getting to clean up after everybody as they were, little salt from the pretzels. You know, got to clean your hands. Gets on the ground. Afra was loving it.
Oh, I'm sure she was. She had a really good time. It was good to see her there. I don't always get to see her that much, even though you're living up here. I still don't get to see her very often. As we have the Afra and the high Afras in chat there from B and Viren. I know everyone loves seeing her. What was her favorite food from the beer hall? I mean, from Moss Bay Hall, whatever, either one. What is her favorite food that they serve and that she's allowed to have?
I was just gonna say, she wants the wings. Like I had my plate of wings.
Oh, I bet she wants those so bad.
She did not get those. I think she had some pretzel. She had a little bit of wings. Okay, well, and it would be the wings. She got wings.
Okay. Even with the buffalo sauce.
She's my dog.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. She's probably had some buffalo sauce before in her life.
She knows what's up. Yeah, I would say I bet she was a fan of everything, all the food here, with the exception of the carrot. I think that's the only thing she did not gobble right away.
Yeah, not a carrot fan, especially after having some of the wings.
Yeah.
It's a downgrade, I think.
Just a little bit. I would talk about the game. Obviously, it was a fantastic win for the Kraken there. I didn't watch too much of it because obviously doing the watch party, trying to hang out and talk with everybody. How nice, though, that we were able to have kind of the reverse game from the last watch party, though, where we had some things to cheer about. And, yeah, it was like a low event game and everything like that. But, hey, it's just great to see a Joey shutout, 5 goals, guys like Shane Wright get back on the board. I know it's been a struggle for him here recently, but being able to see that is just fantastic.
Yeah, and we had some people talking about that too in chat, the Shane Wright goal and the shutout too. People pointing out shutout for both of the watch party games, and 5-0, just a little bit better than 4-0. So I think a little bit more than evens out, which is really nice.
No, I'll definitely take that. And it was just a fantastic time. Don't know that got to get on the long drive back, but just really wanted to thank everybody again who was able to show up. Had a fantastic time being able to meet with everybody. And I definitely recommend coming out here. Definitely got to come out for one of the brunches. I want to try the brunch menu out here at Moss Bay Hall. It just sounds fantastic. Check out that brunch menu. If that doesn't convince you to drive out to the east side for brunch, I don't know what will. Oh, definitely. And then I think we can probably close it out on this.
Go.
You could probably have the lemon lime Gatorade here outside of Moss Bay Hall.
Oh wait, oh no, sorry, I cut you off. There we go. Lemon lime, you know what it does. Here, lemon lime.
Lemon lime Gatorade time, baby.
There we go. I bet that tastes real sweet. You probably don't have a whole lot of time. I certainly didn't to drink water or stay hydrated.
This is getting down on the drive home. Yeah, no, this is getting down on the drive home for sure.
Awesome. So glad to see. I mean, that's a good spot setting up too. You see the Moss Bay Hall sign right out in front of you. You picked a good location.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful night out too. I'm in shorts and a t-shirt. It's not too cold. It feels nice and refreshing. Yeah, I
Spring is
couldn't have
here.
asked for kind of like a better experience. I know this probably just sounds like we're just, for anybody who's got FOMO, like I see Christian in there with the super chat. Apologies for just kind of driving it home, but yeah, no, it was a great day to look out the big windows that they've got here out at the water and everything, and it's a great night tonight. And the Kraken played great. Like everything's just good.
Yeah, it all just came together. It feels like it usually does for us. That wild game being the one exception, as fun as the watch party was, but it always just seems to come together for us with these watch parties.
Yeah, definitely. So can't wait to have more of them in the future.
Yeah, definitely. So thank you, Dylan, for joining us, and have a safe drive back.
Yeah, we'll do. Have a good post game, RJ. And
it's been everybody. Good. It'll stay good. We've got so many super chats to get to.
I know.
We'll get on that right now. Thanks, Dylan, for joining us. Okay, and we'll get the overlay back on. So back into the super chats. Everybody who gave super chats earlier, thank you for your patience. Appreciate you waiting while we talked to Dylan and kind of got his side from the watch party. Let's scroll back up, and I believe we have Sean here with the next super chat. Well, the Kraken and Quinn Hughes showed up. That dude needs to play for a much better and less dysfunctional team. Joey, Mikey, Jared, what a game. Yeah, Quinn Hughes, I mean, he's just trying to single-handedly drag this team to the playoffs. Don't think he'll be able to actually get it done, but man, he's putting in all the effort that you could ask. Got a lot of respect for him as a player and everything he's done this season, battling through injuries as well. And yeah, would love to see him play for a better and less dysfunctional team. Maybe New Jersey, maybe he reunites with his brothers at some point and they can get that done. I don't know when he's up for free agency. I think he's still got some time left on his contract, but I'd love to see him somewhere else one day. That would be nice. And then Gregory with the super chat. Sorry, I should have gotten to this one when Dylan drank the Gatorade. Lemon lime Gatorade time, baby. Shutting out the Canucks at their place is great. Joey. Thank you for the super chat there, Gregory. As always, do the lemon lime Gatorade time. Dylan, I'm telling you, he needed that lemon lime Gatorade. So love to see you in here, Gregory. I'm sorry I didn't catch that while Dylan was on here, but definitely thinking of you whenever we have that lemon lime Gatorade. Super chat here from Edward. With the number of shots they whiffed on, you think the Canucks were sponsored by OnlyFans? Oh my gosh, Edward, you do it every single time. You come up with great creative stuff, and yeah, I mean, I don't know what was up with Vancouver with that tonight. I mean, a lot of whiff shots there, but Joey also standing tall, making some big saves. It just feels like everything is just going wrong for Vancouver right now. I mean, they're record wise, they're not totally in free fall, but man, they are not doing well enough. I think 4-4-2 in their last 10. That's not going to cut it and get you to the playoff race. And they need the off season to come. I think, as fast as anybody. It's just been a failure of a season for them for sure. Super chat here from Chuck. I'm guessing that Yanni gets the belt for sticking up for Eberle in a crowd of Canucks. Hope they had a goal horn at the watch party. So no goal light like they have at Queen Anne Beer Hall. That's like the one downside where I think the Queen Anne location has it a little bit better. It's just a different vibe though. I feel like Moss Bay Hall, again, it's a little more chill. I think it doesn't fit as well, but like at the beer hall, I'm sure that goal light was going off 5 times at the beer hall in Queen Anne. And yeah, I would think Yanni certainly could be a contender for the belt. And this one, I'm trying to check Twitter to see if we see who got the belt. I don't think we know quite yet. But it wouldn't surprise me if it was Yanni, because that's the kind of thing that you want to see the belt from, somebody sticking up for a teammate. Again, just love to see that from the rookie, where I didn't really know he had that in him. And then want to thank you again, Chuck, you and Shannon, for those bingo cards that we had at the 2 watch parties. That, again, awesome activity. Everybody loved it. It was a total hit, and especially the wild finish at the end with tonight, with the multiple winners and the tiebreaker and all that stuff, keeping everybody engaged. Just so fun. So thank you, Chuck, for the super chat, and thank you and Shannon for those bingo cards. Next super chat we have from Wisconsin Kraken fan. What a game. I was supposed to study for a certification tonight, but I could not take my eyes off the game. What was your favorite line tonight? That's a good question, Wisconsin Kraken fan. And I mean, man, try studying with that game on. I feel like if you put it on even just for background, there's no way you're going to be able to accomplish anything else, right? I just you can't get anything done. So I don't blame you at all there, Wisconsin Kraken fan. As for my favorite line tonight, I gotta say, I kind of liked the Winterton, Stevenson, and Eberle line. As I mean, I loved Maddie and the Finns. Like, I feel like I'm used to that though. So I think, Ryan Winterton on that line with Stevenson and Eberle, I liked, some of the plays they were making, the passing and whatnot. They didn't get any goals, together at 5-on-5, but I thought they controlled possession pretty well. As I check Money Puck here, they do have the highest expected goals for percentage for the Kraken in this one. But I one thing I really liked about it too was seeing Ryan Winterton, in more of a spot to have more opportunity and play with some really good players. I feel like every time Winterton's been out there for the Kraken, it's been in a purely fourth line role, playing with purely fourth line guys. And I just like that they put him out there with Chandler Stevenson and Jordan Eberle in a position to succeed where, he doesn't necessarily get on the board in this one, but you want to see what a guy like that can do at this point in the season in that spot. And so that's why it was my favorite line tonight. Although, and as Sean says, the fourth line, like, how do you not go with I mean, there's so many good options, but like Mikey Asamont, I want to just give him a shout out, like by himself. He is so fun to watch. I know the rest of the fourth line was doing their thing, but man, Mikey Asamont had a game today in this one. He's just a chaos causer every single place he is. Of course, he scores that first goal and gets the Kraken on the board, but the whole rest of the game too, he was always getting in people's faces. There was a point where behind the play, he was just shoving a Canucks player, gave him that extra couple shoves before going to the bench laughing. I love Mikey Asamont and what he's bringing to this team. I want the Kraken to bring him back. It was definitely a topic of conversation at the watch party. I know I just kind of veered off course with your question there. But Mikey Asamont, like by himself, and I see Jenna also with the fourth line. Totally get it, those saying fourth line, but man, just Mikey Asamont. I want to give him just personally a shout out there. And then super chat here, and Jenna, can we keep him, please? I'm there, Jenna. And then super chat here from Christian. After going to the Queen Anne watch party, I'm having serious FOMO not being at the Moss Bay Beer Hall. At least Joey got a shutout. Let's go. And yeah, I mean, Christian, sorry, we had to talk about how great it is. It was really great. I understand the FOMO there. Sorry you couldn't be at the watch party, but glad you got to make the Queen Anne one. And I mean, they were both really fun for a lot of the same reasons too. It was great to just hang out with everybody, put names to faces, and just chat about the Kraken game, chat about how everyone's doing. And so, great in both respects, really, at both watch parties for sure. But thank you for the super chat there, Christian. Of course, good to see you at the watch party in Queen Anne. Super chat here from Light. The Kraken have only 2 less wins than they had last season. They may end the year winning more games, but getting a top 4 pick, weird season. It really is. And I like that observation from you, Light, because I think I talked about this a little bit on the podcast, Red Glare and the Deep Dive, where the Kraken, this is a unique season in the NHL where you can be actually not terrible and still maybe end up with the top 5 pick. Usually you have to be San Jose or Chicago level bad, like what those two teams are right now, to be anywhere near the top 3. And this year is kind of different. I think it's that more teams were at least trying to go for it. The Kraken being one of them, Kraken, Boston, Buffalo, really all 3 of those teams, were probably right there. That Nashville, certainly below them, we're all probably hoping to make the playoffs before, every single one of them just kind of fell flat on their face in different ways. But it does provide, unique opportunity here. And, of course, happy they get the win, and the big win for the watch party against Vancouver too, no less. But, for every loss that does happen to come from here on out, it's a plus side. It's a unique opportunity the Kraken can take advantage of. So yeah, and as Sean pointing out, Kraken did move to 5th worst. Boston did pass the Kraken tonight for the draft position. So, something to monitor as we're looking at later in the season. Honestly, like, you win this game, you win fan appreciation night. You don't, maybe the other game against St. Louis at home, you don't need any more wins the rest of the way necessarily. You just want to play well and kind of see where that gets you. But yeah, the draft lottery, another thing to watch, but it is an interesting opportunity for the Kraken to pick very high, despite, as Kylie's saying, 32nd win of the season. So you get the Kraken number 32 win there. And yeah, how many wins did they have last year? I know you're just saying it too short. Yeah, 34 last season. And so yeah, 33 32 wins will get you better draft position this year rather than last. That is a good observation there, Light. As we jump up to the top of chat, and by the way, thank you everybody who gave super chats. So many of them tonight, getting us to the 25-minute mark. Love to see all the enthusiasm in chat tonight. It's just so great to see, especially after coming from the watch party and then just having that energy go right into the chat here on Postgame. Absolutely love to see it. So thank you, everybody. Mason, I left the watch party early and they scored 2 goals on my walk to the car. Yeah, that'll happen. Oh man. Sarah, shutout for Joey, was hoping for a goalie goal to go with it. Yeah, I mean, that would have been really fun. And Sarah, of course, I know, you were the big ticket winner at the last watch party as well. So, thanks for going to that one. And, still a great game for Joey. I feel like, the lack of a goal won't bug him too much, and he'll take the shutout for sure. And happy to see him get another shutout too. I know he's had a lot of games where he's probably played well enough to get a shutout, but hasn't gotten it across the finish line, usually due to some bad defense in front of him. Glad to see him finally actually get it done. Let's see. Andrew, sad we gained points, but happy we made it more impossible for Vancouver. Brooke, Canucks fans booing their own team is crazy work. Yeah, I'm sure they were probably booing their own team by the end of that game. I didn't have the audio on too loud in the car on the drive back, but I'm pretty sure got quite a bit of boos in Vancouver. And you know what? Like, a certain respect, I don't know. The team is trying, but man, I guess I would boo the management. I don't know, boo the way that the team was kind of built and constructed and it all came together. Really, it's not the players necessarily who deserve it. They're trying as hard as they can, but yeah, the Canucks are in a rough spot. Earhead 6, their playoff homes are already on a weak limb, but it's fun to snuff out the last vestige of hope. That's Kraken hockey, baby. And I think a lot of people getting joy from the Kraken playing spoiler in this one. And I wouldn't call Kraken Canucks a rivalry just yet, but these are the kind of things that, really it takes a playoff series, but that build just little bits and where you can, take a little bit of joy in kind of ruining the end of their season. So that's it's always kind of fun, I think. And then Cole, I think we get the shutout even if Grew was in net. Honestly, great game by this team. I mean, the way Grubauer's played his last 4 games, I think it's entirely possible. Like the team defense, I know there were a lot of expected goals against, but there were very few chances, if any, that you just felt like the goalie had no chance on, right? That Joey was completely out of it. And even though he did have some amazing saves, you made it possible for your goalie to get to all those pucks. And really that's all you kind of need to do all season with how the goaltending has been, at least with Joey and net. So love that from the Kraken defensively. And so, yeah, Canucks fans can be brutal on their own team. Definitely. They can be quite hard on them for sure. And Sean talking about great game for a watch party, loving Mikey more and more every night. He set the tone, great team effort. I agreed. Like everything I said about Mikey Asamot earlier, totally on board, want to keep him. Super chat here from Jen. Thank you for a fantastic party. Bingo is a massive hit. Hi there, Jen. So great to see you at the watch party. Glad we could do one on the east side, which was easier for some people like you to get to, a little more convenient, and just so nice to hang out and chat with you at the watch party, Jen. I had a really great time there at the end of the table talking with you, and glad, bingo was a massive hit. Another big thanks to Chuck and Shannon for doing the bingo. Everybody had a really great time with it, and I know we had some squares too that had Jaden Schwartz's name, so we kind of had to call it audible on that later and put a Ryan Winterton shot on goal. That's kind of what I chose to go with instead to fill out that spot, and very glad that he got a shot and a very clear one that you can see. Did he just finish with the one? Yeah, he just finished with the one shot on goal, but it was an easy one to record. We all kind of saw it happen, so that was really nice. Let's see. And then super chat here from Paul. Vibes seem much better this year compared to last. Should we assume Ron has earned another year as GM? Good question there, Paul. I would not say that he has earned it, but I think he will get it. I'll put it that way. From everything we're seeing from, and it's not even necessarily the on ice stuff. I mean, just, looking at what the team is saying, there's really no question about it. I mean, you look at what is called upon further review. What is it? It's Jeff Baker's new column. And if you read that from a couple weeks ago, I mean, it basically plainly says, talks about Ron Francis, how he was fired after 4 years with Carolina and said, well, he's going to get the shot to do it. He'll get a 5th year essentially. I mean, that pretty much says it. And Jeff's a team source, so I imagined he wouldn't write that if that wasn't going to be the case. The team probably wouldn't okay it. So again, all the things that I'm seeing, again, I don't have any insider knowledge. I don't know on this sort of thing, what the team's going to do, but every indication I'm getting from anybody who would know anything seems to suggest he's going to be back. So, like I said, and I see Sean agreeing with me here, I don't think he's earned it. I think it would probably be a mistake, but I think he is coming back. So, I think we can probably kind of assume that unless we hear otherwise. That's kind of how I've been treating it, really. Kylie, sadly for RJ, I think so. So yeah, that's kind of how I see it. I would imagine he'll be back. And then Kendall's saying, though, I agreed, want Dan back for another year, and Wisconsin Kraken fans saying really hope we see Dan back. I agree, and I think that it would be the biggest positive out of keeping Ron Francis the GM, is that you can keep the coaching staff consistent. I do like this coaching staff, and I think they certainly haven't been perfect this year. I don't think anyone would argue they have been, but I think they had a good plan going into it. They just didn't have the players to run. And I like the improvement that we've seen in the things the team is trying. I would like to see another year for this coaching staff. And so I think that's really the biggest positive to Ron Francis potentially coming back, would be the coaching staff staying and just consistent too, having that consistency, not having, somebody like Shane Wright or the young players have 3 different coaches in 3 different seasons. I think that would be bad. So keeping that consistency, I think, would be a positive thing. Just personally. Let's see. Going back into chat here. And I know that the Ron Francis thing is a whole larger conversation that I'm kind of trying to save till the end of the season, because it's, it's big picture stuff. But not the best post-game conversation, although I think it was still a very good question there, Paul. But as far as diving deep into it, I'll have plenty once the season's over. But kind of waiting for that to see, confirming what they're going to do. Let's see. Here we go. Lindsay, if you're going to win, that's how you do it. 5 Alaska getaway goals, Joey shutout, no stressful OT, dominant start to finish. Good work, boys. I mean, well said, Lindsay. I mean, just good all around there. You get the 5 goals. You don't have to stress through anything. It just felt like the Kraken were in control. I mean, that's really a big takeaway. They were in control all night, and the game never really felt in doubt. And I thought that was huge. Edward Mosby Hall must be rocking right now. It absolutely was. See, Hockey Fork, under no circumstances send Yanni down. Also, I would be okay seeing if Berkey can take his confidence and play into next year. Yeah, I mean, I think Yanni Newman is doing what he can to earn that spot with the Kraken the rest of the season. Send him down, of course, for the Firebirds playoff run, but keep him up. As long as he's doing stuff like this, keep him up. And I think it's fine. And showing a different side of his game too, with the nastiness and going to the box and, and getting into it really with Elias Pettersson there. So yeah, I'd agree. And then on Burakovsky, I do think he has been playing better. And I think, part of the way that the Kraken have treated him really over the last month and trying to put him in positions to succeed tells me that maybe they're considering not buying him out in the offseason. And certainly if Francis is back, I feel like just optics wise, he probably can only buy out 1 player and not 2. And so I think they probably would like to do anything they can to keep Andre Burakovsky and try and make it work. And so, I'm kind of coming around to that being what they do, maybe not necessarily what they should do, but what they will do, I imagine. So if he keeps playing this well, I think, he's probably may have already played his way out of a buyout, but we'll see. Lindsay petitioned to call getting 3 assists, a Jared McCann hat trick. It's wild that, the goal scorer is such a playmaker, tonight and recently, even though the goals haven't been coming for him all the time, racking up the assists. Love to see it. Shane O'Wright, for the next 5 years, would you rather have Kraken or the Canucks situation? That is a good question, Shane O'Wright. If it's just for the next 5 years and I'm trying to win as much as I can, and I'm not worried about anything that happens year 6 or beyond, I'd probably take the Canucks situation. I think a lot went wrong for them this year, and it'll take less for them to bounce back and be a playoff team, just given the talented players they have. You have a top 3 defenseman in the entire NHL. You have some, in theory, star forwards. You have Pettersson. He's the big question mark. But you've got a good forward group you can kind of add to. I would still rather have the Canucks situation. It's more of an armchair GM thing to dive deeper into, but I think I'd take the Canucks situation. It's going to be harder to get the Kraken to really contend and be a real cup threat in 5 years than it would be Vancouver. I don't think Canucks are going to make the right moves to do it, but I'd rather have that starting point if I was a GM. Let's see. Let's see. Vancouver, more like Van Hoover. Stratic, a tale of 2 watch parties. Seriously. Sure, the East Side gets this game. Hey, the East Side deserves it. Lots of great people on the East Side coming out that, maybe it's harder to get into Queen Anne and love seeing. I love seeing how many just different faces there were. There were a few people that made both, but not a lot of overlap in the people at the 2 watch parties. And I kind of like to see that, just lots of different people that are, able to get to one or the other. I think with the 2, it kind of made it easy for everybody to come to at least one. Kraken Queen watch party was a blast. Nice to chat with you guys and give Afra lots of pets. Oh, good. Love seeing the watch party people in here. Thank you, Kraken Queen. Let's see. Scrolling down in chat here. Lots of good stuff about the watch party. Is Kirkland really east side? And yes, it is. It's east of Lake Washington. I consider that east side. I think it's on the east of the lake. Then again, I've only lived here for 4 years, so maybe people who have been here longer than me can correct me. I don't know. Let's see, Vancouver. Wow, just throwing those in there. Let's see. Oh yeah, Edward. I don't think the PWHL team sharing idea would go over too well if you offered it tonight. Yeah, maybe not. With the Seattle Vancouver thing, I don't know how they would deal with sharing a team. And then Stratic, yeah, Kirkland is totally east side. Always think it's closer to Bothell. Everyone loving the grit from Yanni Newman here. As I'll go down a little bit in chat here past when Dylan got here and the Afra stuff. So if I passed over anything, just put it back into chat. Kylie, Maddie Finnier's line. I like that too. That's a good one. I've been going with Maddie and the Finns, but that's another good name there. And then Coco, Boston needs to win their next game. Yes, rooting for those wins for the Boston Bruins. That'll help the Kraken for sure. Kylie, I hope they do. I don't want Montreal to make the playoffs. I think Montreal is fun. I wouldn't mind if they made the playoffs because they're just so fun. They're not good, but they're fun. But yeah, would love to see Boston beat Montreal tomorrow. Montreal can get a loser point if they want. Viren, I'm okay with delaying the rivalry if it means Vancouver continues to be bad. Yeah, I'm fine with that too. Stratic asking, what was your favorite goal? Oh man, some good ones to choose from. I think, let's see. This is hard. I'm going to go with the Asimont goal. I don't know. I felt like it kind of set the tone, the individual effort, the 5-hole shot from Asimont there. It got everybody really going, and it kind of set the tone, especially for the watch party. I guess I'll go with that one as my favorite. I'm tempted to go with the Chandler Stevenson goal, and I swear it's not because I just don't want to give him credit. It was a great shot right under the bar, and especially recognizing like that's the book on Thatcher Demko, right? He's just, I don't know. He's not right glove side. And you saw it with Shane Wright's shot too, where he's coming in from this very similar angle as Chandler Stevenson and just puts it high glove side. And something's wrong with Thatcher Demko. He was a little off his angle there, but like, I hate to see it for him. Cause like I want him to do well. He's one of the goalies that I like watching play, but he's just broken since those injuries. But a lot of that is watching the film, doing your study beforehand. I know, that Steve Briere will go over the opposing goalie's tendencies with some of the forwards, the Kraken goalie coach, Steve Briere. And I'm sure that's got to be on the tape there to just throw it high glove side and Stevenson and Wright, both showing how that works. So I know I'm kind of going back on my answer there. I'm still going to stick with the Asimont goal. I thought that was really fun, but credit to Chandler Stevenson and Shane Wright for, I'm guessing, reading the scouting report there. And then Sarah here, I know Sarah's from Vancouver. Great game. Also, maybe some context for the booing. Nucks management planning on raising ticket prices, which are already astronomical, even though the team's been playing very mid. Okay, well, that's some good important context, and that's why I said too. I wasn't aware of that last little tidbit. Thank you for throwing that in, Sarah. I think that's important to know. But yeah, blame management. Like it's, and I think the booing really is for that. Like it's not necessarily directed at the players. Maybe for some fans it is, I don't know, but I think the management certainly there in Vancouver deserves to be booed, especially if they're raising ticket prices again. They're already very high, and look, if the product is that it's not a playoff team, you're going to get some backlash on raising the ticket prices like that. I think that's fair. Paul, serious FOMO for missing tonight. My son had basketball practice or b-ball practice. I guess that could be baseball. I tend to think of that as basketball. We love Moss Bay. Yeah, sorry you had to miss tonight, Paul. Hopefully we can get one in the future and see you out there. But hey, you know what? Your son's got to come first. Way to be a good dad there, Paul, and take him to practice. Let's see. Coco, the fan appreciation gift is a set of coasters. Make sure you get your April 15th ticket. That's right. Fan appreciation night is coming up. And I do wonder too, we were talking about this possibility at the watch party. Now on the bobbleheads, because we gave away a couple bobbleheads, a Bowie bobblehead and a John Forslund bobblehead. And I think we've mentioned this in the past, but on the bottom of them, on the bottom of the container, it spells out a date and a time. And it was like little by little as the season went on. And it ended up being April 15th, which is fan appreciation night, 5:30 p.m. And so what does that mean? It's cryptic. We've asked the people on the team that might know something, and none of them will tell us anything. I don't blame them for not telling us what the surprise is. But one of the ideas that was floated at the watch party is maybe it's a surprise bobblehead. Wouldn't that be fun? Would that be exciting? Like having a bobblehead they don't announce, they don't promote or anything for fan appreciation night. I don't know what it would be. Like, tell me in chat, what would you want to see as the surprise bobblehead if there was one? Again, I don't know anything about this. Probably not going to be what it is. I don't know, but just a fun idea that people had at the watch party. So let me know in chat, like what you would want the surprise bobblehead to be, if that's what it was. And if it is, that'd be cool that we called it. I mean, I know I believe it was Stratic that when we had our mascot contest, went with a troll and kind of called that with Bowie. So it wouldn't be the first time we predicted something. But it'd be interesting to see what the surprise is. I'm sure they've got something cooking, whether it's a bobblehead or not. Let's see. Wisconsin Kraken fan, be prepared. Once we have next season's schedule, I will be buying tickets during a homestand where I can hit 3 games at CPA. Love to hear that, Wisconsin Kraken fan. And let me know, let Dylan and I know if you want to meet up. I mean, we've definitely had fans from really all corners of the country and the globe come to Kraken games and meet up with us for the time they've been able to come to Seattle. So just let us know. Can't wait to see you at a Kraken game next season. See, Jake, I don't think we're as far from a playoff team as people think. I respect that opinion. I know there's plenty within the team that would agree with you. I know I tend to be one of the people who think they're a little bit further away than maybe where the consensus is. But, there's definitely room for disagreement on that. Everyone's like, Kirkland is definitely east side. So if it takes me 3 buses, it's east side to me. Okay, good to know my calibration was right there for the east side. Let's see. I'm just going down here to see if anyone has. Okay, bobblehead suggestion. Coco says likely a rally towel. B, I'm already going to that game, and I like coasters, so a surprise bobblehead would make me even happier. Yeah, I mean, it's the kind of thing that would take a lot of time and work to go into. So I don't want to get anyone's hopes up. Like, I don't know anything about this. It's probably not that. I just don't want anyone going out there saying surprise bobblehead. It's happening. But Paul, RJ and Dylan bobblehead surprise. Oh man. Okay. So if it was that, I think I would have known about it by now. I would love to see that. I would love to be made to a bobblehead, especially with Dylan. I feel like I wouldn't want to do it by myself. I'd have to have Dylan by my side, as with everything like this. That would be the best way to do it, but that would be awesome to have a me and Dylan bobblehead for sure. So that I like that idea. But no, I don't think that's what it's going to be, unfortunately. Jake, we need to fund a group fund a Babbel subscription for Maddie. Teach that boy Finnish, especially if he's going to stay on that line. I think he'll pick up some Finnish after a little while. I mean, when we asked him about that, it hadn't been very long that he'd been on that line. And so, I think the easier way to do it, probably, at least in the short term, was just have Capo Caco translate and just kind of have it work that way on the bench. But I think we'll see plenty of Yanni Newman next season. So yeah, get ready to get ready to learn Finnish, Maddie. And so yeah, I agree. I think that Mikey getting that goal early made Demko seem beatable. Yeah, and I think too with Thatcher Demko, I just from watching him, I don't know what's going on in his head, but it just seems like he's kind of fragile mentally right now. And I think getting that first goal in there 5-hole the way that AC Mont did, I think that's going to put some doubt into Thatcher Demko's mind for sure. And I think that probably stuck a little bit as the game was going on. And certainly with the Stevenson goal, you know that Demko wanted that back. It's not the first goal to Stevenson this season that I think he's wanted back. So I think that probably sowed some doubt in his mind. I think that's a good point there, Zoe. And as Nick pointing out, as you pointed out at the watch party, Nick, Demko was so deep in the net for that goal. Definitely. I mean, he was half his body was in the net. He was not positioned properly for that. Maybe respecting the pass a little bit too much. But Stevenson keeps his head up, looks and sees, oh, wow, this top corner is wide open. The goalie's too deep, puts it right there. So credit to Stevie on that one. Let's see. Do we have more bobblehead ideas? Afra bobblehead suggestion from Wisconsin Kraken fan. I like that. That'd be better than the Dylan and I one. Afra and Fuji bobbleheads. That would be the best. Way better than us. Yeah, definitely. Afro and Fuji bobbleheads would be awesome. And I like how they're kind of similar colors too. I think they would go well together. The Afro and Fuji bobbleheads. That'd be so cute. Jenna, I would buy a ticket for an ECH bobblehead. I'm glad to hear that. I see we got to tell the team. We have this group of people that would all buy tickets for sure for the ECH bobblehead. Let's see. Stratic used to live in the East Lake neighborhood, and people would always ask me if that was east of Lake Washington. No, east of Lake Union. I see how that could be confusing, certainly from people not from here. Yeah, there's a lot of lakes. There's different lakes that you can be east of or west of for sure. Plenty around here. Shane Wright surprise from Jamin. That would be good. Shane or Monty. I think of the players, those would be probably the logical next two that you could do. And I think they'd be in very high demand. That's for sure. Chuck, Stevenson's shot is so weird and sneaky. It looks like he just pushes a button and the puck got launched past Demko. It is kind of an interesting release that Stevenson had on that goal there. And I think really what it was too, is he just looks up, realizes it, and realizes he had to get the puck off his stick really quick and was able to do that. I mean, players at this level, they're so good shooting the puck to have a quick snapshot like that. And it just, the puck launches off their stick. I'm always in awe of just the ability that these guys have to get a shot off quickly and place it where they want more often than not. Let's see. Okay, yeah, Kendall, same. The question about the East Lake used to drive you insane. East Lake is rad, except for the foreseeable future with the J line construction. That's gonna be a whole thing. And we just talk about Seattle issues here. And then Edward, Afro bobblehead night would be the quickest sellout in Kraken history. Agreed. Everyone be on board for the Afro bobblehead night for sure. They never did a Davy Jones bobblehead, did they? Because that was before they really kind of hit their swing with the bobbleheads, and then Davy Jones had kind of been retired. Or did they? Am I totally missing? Did they do it and I missed it? I'm sure chat will tell me before I can even Google it, but I don't think so. I don't remember any, at least. Yeah, I don't see it here online. So I don't think they did, but I think that would be a good one too with the dog. Just a nice little throwback with Davy Jones. I wonder how Davy Jones is doing. Hopefully he's happy in his new home. Yeah, ECH pet bobbleheads would be delightful. I agree. I'd get on a plane to Seattle on a heartbeat from an Afro bobblehead, says Kendall. I'm glad. I love seeing the excitement for everybody with Afro and with the pets. And it was so great seeing her at the watch party too. I know everybody loved having her there. Jake, Stevie and his turtleneck bobblehead. I like that. You know what? If they do a Stevie bobblehead, it should be in the turtleneck. He wears that all the time. He's got the Bond villain look. That's one that I could actually maybe suggest to some of the people with the team. Like I know, Nicole does the bobbleheads. Maybe just run that by her a little bit, and see if they would go with that. I don't know if Stevie would like it. Maybe he would. Cheddar bobblehead. That's the answer. Kraken Queen and Jake there. Cheddar bobblehead. That's, if you're gonna do a dog, that's the one to go with. Have they done a Jared McCann one yet? They must have. They must have done a Jared McCann bobblehead. I think I remember it, but it didn't have cheddar on it. Yeah, they have the McCann one. He's eating the fish, but there's no cheddar. That is the logical next one. You could put Jared McCann on it. I would say, maybe have McCann there, but a cheddar bobblehead would be awesome. And yes, thank you everyone for letting me know that the Canner bobblehead there. And so, yeah, that would be the way to do it. I wouldn't mind kind of doubling up on a Canner bobblehead. I mean, he's your all-time leading scorer, right? You can have 2 bobbleheads, or you could just do cheddar solo. You know what? That's fine too. Either one, it would be good. Hockey Mom, maybe the surprise is a new team dog. That'd be fun. Yeah, I wonder what kind of, they might just go with another Husky mix like Davy Jones, but it has been a while. I feel like teams aren't really doing team dogs as much anymore. I feel like that was kind of a fad that passed a little bit. But Cheddar, though, Cheddar is the team dog, really. He's the unofficial team dog, I think. So I would sell my soul for a Cheddar bobblehead, says B. That is the answer. I'm gonna float that to the team people. Maybe they've already planned it. Who knows? Maybe that's the surprise on the 15th. I doubt that's what it is. That would be just too perfect to exist. But I'm gonna just float that out there, looking at bobblehead ideas for next year. And I believe, if I remember correctly, I think the team on their social media put out something at the start of the season, or like last summer, asking if fans had any bobblehead ideas or what bobbleheads they would like to see next. If they do that again, I'll retweet that or put that out, amplify it through our social channels. Everybody flood it with the answer of cheddar for a bobblehead, because that would be awesome. So let's make this happen. I like this idea. Yes, right. Yes, let's use the rest of the post game to litigate the premature opening of the 2 line. Oh my goodness. I could have that conversation, but we're not going to do that because we got cheddar. And then I see the suggestions for a Jess bobblehead. That's another good one. And if that one feels easier to do and more possible too, at least on, shorter notice, but I could see a Jess bobblehead coming from Jason. Yeah, I think that's a solid idea. I know Kraken would love a Jess one. B's on board. Sarah's on board. Kendall's on board. Love that. Wisconsin Kraken fan. I'm going to snack on cheese now with all the cheddar talk. And you're in Wisconsin, I'm guessing. So that would be, oh, there it is. I see the earlier. I kind of passed out and woke up to cheddar. What a Wisconsin way to wake up. Exactly. You are in the right place to snack on some cheese. Enjoy that. Oh man, it's making me want some cheese curds. Which they, have at Queen Anne Beer Hall. I could have gotten some of those. Should have gotten those, but I enjoyed the pretzel instead. No regrets. Let's see. Scrolling back up here. Kylie saying, not sure, back to hockey a little bit, not sure if you saw it earlier, but right now has more goals than Slavkovsky this season with less ice time. A little wink there. Good to see for Shane Wright. And of course, just for any talking points that there might be between Kraken and Montreal fans. Always good to have Shane on the upper hand there. And then Stratic, they should do a team cat. I think that would be awesome. Don't bring the cat to games and stuff. It might freak him out, but I would love having a team cat. As a cat person myself, everybody knows Dylan's the dog person. I like dogs, but I am very much the cat person. I would love to see a team do a team cat. Has any team in the NHL done that before? I mean, especially for, as Sarah's pointing out, the team with Big Cat on the roster, Berkeley Catton about to arrive, and then Riker Evans, I believe, was called an interesting cat by who was it? It was Vince Dunn. Called Riker Evans an interesting cat. So lots of cats on or around the team already. So I think a team cat would be awesome. And then I do wonder, I need to ask around too and see if any of the guys on the team are cat people, because I know year one we asked around and they were pretty much all dog people. Everyone was into their dogs and very few cat people. There was only one, and it was Gio. It was Mark Giordano. He was the one cat person. And I remember at team picture day, they had everyone come out, onto the ice to do the picture, and they brought Davy Jones out onto the ice for the team picture. And of course they try and put him on Gio's lap, the one person there who's not really a dog person. And he just looked so uncomfortable. And I think it was that Davy Jones was uncomfortable being out on the ice and everything. It was kind of weird for Davy, but Gio was just like, what do I do with this? And so then the other guys kind of took over, but it was interesting to see. It felt kind of bad for Gio there. It felt I could relate a little bit. Like when I was in middle school with Dylan and I'd go over to his house, he had these couple little chihuahuas, Rocky and Nacho, and Rocky or Nacho would always hop up on my lap. And I was like, what do I do with this? I don't know. And I felt very much that energy from Gio that day. So there's a little story time from year one. Jenna, Joey first star, Mikey second star, Yanni third star. If that hasn't been in the chat yet, sorry if it was. No, that's new to us. So I think that's totally fair and fitting. Joey should be first star for sure. Mikey with that goal and the game winner to get him on the board. Yanni, yeah, I think that's good. I maybe had put Jared McCann as one of those 3 stars as well. But that's all solid there. Good job, Vancouver media, going with 3 Kraken and not trying to sneak a Vancouver player into there somehow. Good. Bees on board with the team, Cat. Wisconsin Kraken fan. Yes, please bring some cheese curds when you come visit. I will take you up on that. That would be awesome. Thank you. I will never say no to cheese curds. Let's see. Kendall offering a $20 super chat if y'all find out who the cat people are. Well, they're scheduled to have practice tomorrow. I haven't checked our Slack to see if it's been canceled, which it might be after the big win. I would give the guys the day off maybe. But practice in the next couple days. I'll see if we can find out. So I'll go try to earn that money there, Kendall. Thank you for offering with the super chat. Edward, giant pretzel equals no regretzel. Oh, love that. That is only you, Edward. That is awesome. Again, Team Cat would obviously watch from home. Yes, as they should. Do yourself a favor and check out Joey's shutout selfie. All right, well, let's pull this up here. Is this on social media? Where is it? Got John Hayden and Mikey Asimont in there. A couple Coachella. I know I'm Hayden. A couple Coachella Valley boys in Decord and Hayden, and then of course Asimont. That is an awesome selfie. Got the Kraken bag in the background. Love that. Love the face from Asimont there. Looks like he wasn't quite ready for the photo to be taken, but that's Joey. That is awesome. Love to see that, and thank you, Jenna, for pointing that out. I would not have seen that until after otherwise. So they're being stingy with the belt video. Oh no, it hasn't come out yet. Come on, get on that. Joey got the belt. Okay, but they're being stingy with the video. Was it too good? Did Joey say something that was too good to show the video? I wonder. Interesting. B, I do feel like more NHLers should become cat people because cats are definitely easier to leave behind on long road trips than dogs. Less work for a pet sitter or family who has to take care of it. That is interesting too. I think, although I always feel so bad about leaving Fuji. I know dogs may require more hands-on stuff, but it kind of breaks the routine for a cat. It's kind of tough. But yeah, they are easier. Certainly if you have someone to watch them. And a lot of cats too, they don't need the constant attention. They've got their own lives. They can figure stuff out. They just need someone to feed them, be around sometimes. So that is a good point there. Like from a practical perspective, cats feel like they make more sense as pets given the travel schedule. Yeah, as if you have somebody home, like just again to feed them, take care of them when they need it. But you need that for a dog anyway too. You need someone to walk them, someone to do all that stuff. Like cats do seem easier, I think, in that perspective. I don't know. Maybe it's just something about athletes that they're more active. They're gonna a dog you can kind of run around with and play fetch with and stuff. Like I get that perspective of it. I love cats, but like I can't run around and and play fetch and as much with Fuji as much as I could with say Afro. We're always running around in circles when I go to visit her, although I do chase Fuji. He loves to play chase all the way down from each side of one side of the apartment to the other. So I wonder if it's just something about a pro athlete being so active or whatever. They tend to be dog people. Maybe they just don't think about cats. I don't know. Maybe they're kind of steered into dogs. I don't know. Byron, I'm seeing McCann, Decord, Burakovsky for 3 stars NHL site. Interesting. Zoe, they immediately post the video. See there, they just needed you to bug them there, Zoe. Zoe using the Jinx powers for good. Exactly. Thank you, Zoe, for making that happen. Nick, cats need love too. They're not as totally independent as people think. Yeah, and good point there, Nick. Like this thing, I couldn't leave Fuji for an extended period of time. Like he's, I've got to make sure he's well taken care of. And Angela, if you're in here watching, thank you for agreeing to cat sit Fuji later in the month too. And I'm gonna go visit my parents. There's Dylan. Baby dogs are just great. They are. I'm not arguing with that, but cats are also great. As I know Nick there would agree with me as a cat owner as well. Jake, my cat hates me going to work. She's not pleased when gone for any length of time. Yeah, again, you have to have somebody still in the house. Like Fuji's okay if I'm gone, as long as my wife is there and everything. That's still okay. But yeah, you need someone. Stratix, Seattle needs more off-leash areas to attract free agent athletes. It has worked for Edmonton. McDavid lives across the street from a path to one. That's an interesting selling point, too. I feel like lots of people have dogs here, though. It feels like everybody's got a dog, at least like in Seattle proper in the city. At least from walking around, it seems like everyone has a dog. So it should be good for that. I know you know that, B, too, that they can't be totally left alone, but they are more independent compared to dogs. I think you are right about that, B. So that's the thing. Like I'm sure you know that, if you're a cat person, you know that for sure. But yeah, they tend to be more independent. I think that is kind of the book on cats there. As we cross over the hour mark, going to do a last call in chat here. And good to see Dylan in here as well. Glad that I assume that means you got home okay, Dylan. And thanks for joining earlier there. If you like the selfie, you'll love the belt pics. I'm going to go take a peek at this while I wait for kind of the last call of chat from everybody. But yeah, great game, fun time. Oh, and Dylan, several dogs at Moss Bay Hall tonight. Do love how welcome they are at places up here. Yeah, and a lot of places, a lot of dog-friendly places up here in Seattle. So I knew that was definitely something I was trying to use as a selling point for Dylan, trying to convince him to move up. Lots of places friendly to bring Afra for sure. And it would be great to see more player cat photos. That does feel really rare compared to player dog photos. Mason texting from his car accident, waiting on the cops. Yes, I have been in a fender bender with Dylan before. Don't want that kind of thing to happen again. Kylie, I thought that too, but my cat is more needed than a dog. Okay, sounds like other people do kind of have these experiences too. Fuji is more of a needy one for sure. And I know other people probably have that experience as well, but then others that are more independent for sure. I've kind of had both in my life, really. Let's see. All right. So I think we're gonna, that'll be the last call. That'll do it for this ECH post game live after, again, another really fun watch party. I just want to share the picture again. Thank you everybody who came to the watch party, made it such an awesome time. And we got Afra there in the photo there as well, as we're talking about all the dogs. But thank you for everybody who went to the watch party. Thanks for everyone who watched here on Post Game Live. Big thank you to Queen Anne Beer Hall for sponsoring each and every one of these and hosting the two awesome watch parties that we had this season. That's something that Dylan and I definitely wanted to get to do this year. It would not have been complete without it, and just had a fantastic time both nights, and just really so grateful for each and every one of you who's part of this community. These watch party days are, one of the best times of the season, and it just really drives home how lucky we are to have this awesome community that we have here at Emerald City Hockey. And you all are the best. I know I say it a lot, want to say it one more time. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. And we will see you after the next one.